ba 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 ba. Oh, monitor and output. Oh, and we're live again. Finally. Okay.
Anyone in this room? I can see three of you: Sarah, Simba, Lee, and Laura. Hello.
Hello.
Where-
Late entry, but here's the must.
Oh, that's good. Anyone? Lee, I can see three of you: Sarah, Simba, Lee, and Laura. Hello.
Is that from your laptop?
I can't close Teams. My laptop's okay, no, it happened.
I was like, how? What? How? Oh God. Okay. Again, thank you so much, everyone who's honestly sticking through. Okay, so I have my other laptop here, and I'm watching the marquee. So whenever I look this direction, then my heart is going to everyone who's in the marquee. Um, yep. After our like third intermission, we have an international live performance waiting for you guys. We're here from Cape Town. No, that's not how you phrase that. Here from Cape Town. No, that's when you're here. I mean, you're here. Okay, here from Cape Town. Live from Cape Town. That's what it is. Sorry, I'm yelling now. This is Max Law, and I'm going. Oh, would you like my face side by side to yours, or do you want speaker view?
What's the best way to do it? Maybe we can do side by side, and then when I start reading, speak of you.
That sounds very good. Okay, we are transitioning to our Zoom call. Oh, here we are. Now it's just you, but yep. Okay, it's just that's getting shown.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Max.
Hi.
So, so yeah, is there anything we should prepare ourselves for, um, or that you want us to? Okay, I'm losing ability to form sentences. Is there anything that you want us to be not aware of, but approach the reading?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I guess content warning. There's a bit of violence, like gore and violence. So if you're a bit, if yeah, stressed out by that, then yeah, tune out. And yeah, I think that's all. I guess the video in the background is also just like an experiment. I wanted to see what Zoom's green screen capabilities could do. And I'm watching myself on the live screen right now, and I can see that there's like a really, really bad lag with the graphics, but like it's okay.
Thank you. I like your video, and I will and I will and now I will mute myself and get rid of my video too. Good luck.
Cool. How's that? Okay. My short story is called The Corpse Trope, and some of you might have already heard it if you're in my course. I've just dyed my hair, and standing in an empty room with no curtains on a winter night, I begin to imagine myself as a character in a film. Static wide shot of the redhead's bedroom window, as though observed from another bedroom window, framed by a dark rectangle lit by a yellow-green light. The redhead is standing in front of a space heater eating defrosted edamame beans. The redhead is not wearing pants, it's wearing a vacant expression. Their eyes move from point A to point B with an undecided, skimming gaze. Slow zoom on the redhead. You are now with them inside the room. You are prompted to wonder what they're thinking about. You are prompted to ask yourself if they know that you can see them, if they are aware of you and performing for your gaze. Focus adjusts momentarily, as if the camera too is attempting to know the redhead. The redhead is negotiating a set of conflicting bodily impulses, numerous intersecting sets of them. The color of the light suggests nausea and uncertainty. The redhead turns their body against the heat like a roasting pig, allowing their stomach to churn. They glance out the window. In my mind, the scene cuts here. At the moment of movement or decision, my body relaxes only slightly with the realization that I am probably not being watched. If the film were real, perhaps it had cut brutally to a shot of something fleshy sizzling in a heavy, grease-caked and blackened skillet, under the bilious light of the fabricated watcher's kitchen. Dinner for one. That's trite, I think, but the film's not about him, it's about me. As voyeur, I figure myself as all fantasy, baby. I'm attractive and unaware, the two best things to be. I'm cold, but I'm nearly naked. The camera loves a woman who performs for herself, not even in the mirror, but in her own mind, in spite of the draft under the door. In present time, the fantasy is incapable of sustaining itself. My thoughts slither back toward reality, my cold skin and my empty room, and I decide to lie down. I've been having horrible dreams that have been making me feel sick and nervous. Last night I dreamed about corpses again. This happens to the extent that the nightmarescape now has a subgenre, the corpse trope. Public toilet cubicle corpse, lift shaft corpse, inflatable pool corpse, train station corpse, art gallery corpse. Most recently, what looks like a man's body flayed from nose to ankles and suspended at the center of an old lighthouse, now refurbished and transformed into an exhibition space. It's opening night, and maybe it's a Francis Bacon retrospective or a showcase of facsimiles. I'm not paying much attention to the paintings. The corpse is some feckless curator's attempt to embody them, literally, and it's the centerpiece of the show. The space is narrow and stretches upward into the kind of darkness that indicates a lack of illustrative flair or an obscene singularity on the part of the subconscious. The central flaccid corpse is architectural uvula, now motionless, but presumably some time earlier, swung around and bashed and splattered blood and guts all over the walls and the paintings too. The corpse trope dangles at the height of the thing you bump your head on. In a dream I'm drunk, which they say cannot happen in dreams. Jostled by garrulous exhibition attendees, I am unable to avoid knocking into the corpse, or turning to suddenly find its naked sinew an inch away from my nose. I realize that I am angry at the people around me, who are able to navigate deftly around and blithely sidestep the carcass in their midst. I wonder whether I'm the only one disturbed and frightened by this proximity to death. In a dream I lose my phone, but that's not important. In the real world, I do not think I'm afraid of death, although I am scared of violent assault specifically. Since my hair has changed, I'm afraid every day, and in spite of the relative safety of my neighborhood, I double lock the doors each night, and sometimes I do not unlock them until 2 days later. I spend my time reading, exercising, emptying the cupboards, cleaning my flat, and counting down, always aware of my own transience, the weakening of the tether. I think that I'm able to assess an artwork from a fairly sophisticated standpoint, and I'm mostly able to circumvent or at least justify moralizing impulses if they do arise. I'm able to rationalize the things that make me feel sick and speak to aesthetic, or speak of the sickness as an aesthetic virtue, a boon. I'm embarrassed by my hysterical response to the corpse trope as art, and work on transmuting it into critical boredom in my official review. Curatorially, the corpse trope is bothersome. The placement of this dead body with these abject paintings seems condescending, stupidly provocative. The parallels are too obvious. I'm reading a book about violence, and a few days later I break a bone in my left hand, which is no coincidence. The break, referred to as a boxer's fracture, is accidental, not the result of an act of cruelty, aggression, or self-defense, but simply one of clumsiness, which I do not think is coincidental either. My hand gets put in a cast, which makes it difficult to finish packing and fly to another country. If I were to have broken my hand in the way I was supposed to, by boxing, the corpse trope would make more sense, I think. It's about the fear of complicity in the pain of others, or perhaps the desire to be the agent of that pain. I am a bystander, fragile, fearful, and physically irresponsible, incapable of hurting anyone but myself. The cast is an exoskeleton for my corporeal mush. The night before my departure, I go to a nightclub, and lots of men ask me to hit them in the face with my left hand, and I oblige. When checking in at the airport, I hope to be upgraded due to my physical ailment, and feel guilty because there are people with chronic illnesses who are made to suffer cues and discomfort too. I'm seated next to an elderly German man who taps his beer can against my plastic whiskey glass. As we watch the sunset together through the airplane window, I imagine myself unintentionally falling asleep against his shoulder. Perhaps I left this too late, but before all of this, I began reading my tarot again. My cards, though different each time, would communicate roughly the same message over and over. That my future is precarious, that I should not hope too much, that I should not trust men, neither men themselves nor the fantastical men who desire me as the redhead. A body is a body is a body, I tell my living body in its crackling malformations, its strange and crooked growth patterns. In the major arcana, the body is the hanged man, which is a signifier of change. The changes I make at this time are physical. I lose 3 kilograms, I dye my hair, I break my hand. Somewhere in the air above the Mediterranean Sea, I dream of twisting my wrist back against the fiberglass of the cast and cracking it, breaking all of my fingers intentionally, prying at the fracture there and dislocating this part of myself from the rest of me. I dream of the hairs beneath the cast pushing up against it and failing, follicles popping open like little ripe fruits. A few days after arriving in London, I write in my journal, the corpse trope makes meat of the subconscious. The vegetarian dreams of death, haha, and wakes hungry. I've read stories on the internet about men who've met women at clubs or on Tinder dates and have taken them home and tried to cannibalize them. The cannibal Issei Sagawa ate a woman because she was pretty, tall, and athletic, and he considered himself ugly and misshapen, his height 145 centimeters, reportedly a source of personal insecurity. He thought that by consuming Renee Hartfeld, he could internalize the attributes he fetishized and imbue himself with some of what she had, the body, the blood. The corpse of the Dutch woman is a symbol, empire, excess. The cannibal eats the signified, not the sign. I'm drifting out of shallow sleep in the early morning, naked, and hear the artificial shutter click of the cell phone's camera. The man does not expect the sound to wake me and lowers his phone. My instinct is not to cover my body but reposition it. I prop myself up on my elbows and arch my back a little, pulling my legs out from under the duvet, giving him a better view. I wait for him to take another picture, but he seems chastened, sits down on the bed next to me and pulls the duvet back over my legs. I ask him why he decided to photograph me. He says that he thought I looked peaceful and more like myself, and I wonder what constitutes this selfness in the absence of my capacity to speak. He tells me that he saw something beautiful, pure, and uncomplicated there and needed to document it, adding, plus your tits look amazing. The erotic clincher, the sexiness of Ophelia floating in the clear water, more beautiful now that she's dead, no longer mad and bedeviled, but just a body, and that's all. On the tube, I think about images, subjects, and objects, and looking as having and desire as eating. It's summer in the Northern Hemisphere, and I've come to London to try to work. The cast on my left hand has accumulated the dirt of the city, the sweat and noise of its underground, the constant movement of its unfamiliar inhabitants, the dry heat below and the liverish long days above. Whatever's underneath the cast has become formless. Perhaps it's ceased to exist. I've become used to being a body that is part chaos, marked by its past bound edge, barely containing the rot and regeneration. When I come out of the underground, my cell phone pings. I've received an email with the subject line, "My body is yours to do with as you please, mistress." The email reads, "Dear mistress, name redacted. I came across your profile and was struck by your beauty. Your gorgeous legs in those boots, your powerful gaze, the color of your hair. Seeing your picture, I knew immediately that I wanted nothing more than to be your pig, your footstool, your toilet seat. I'm a pathetic and ugly man in my mid-50s. I'm divorced with no children and desire nothing else than to be of service to a goddess like you. This pig would be lucky to kiss the ground that you walk on, or to drink the water that you bathe in. I do not have much money, but I hope that what I can offer might be satisfactory to you, mistress. Yours, if you will take me, name redacted." There's a hot wind blowing outside of Brixton Station, scattering debris along the street and into my eyes as I walk to catch a bus. Making capital of a failing body is a difficult task. I probably look totally fucked up, battered, lurching towards the bus stop in my ridiculous heels. At times I feel so fragile I could cry. My school friend F, now estranged, used to ask her boyfriend to hit her in the face. He said he didn't really want to do it, and that he felt uncomfortable about hitting a woman, but he did it anyway, though only on one occasion, because F was very persuasive. She showed her black eye off to me like it was a hickey. I asked if she was aroused when her boyfriend hit her, and she said no, but that afterwards they'd had sex and it didn't hurt, and she let him come inside her, even though she wasn't on the pill. This type of violence seemed somehow workable to me, until a few years later, I heard that F had been hospitalized because her boyfriend had smashed a glass over her head during a fight, and she had to have 3 stitches just above her eyebrow. It occurred to me then that of course he wanted to hurt her, he just didn't want to be asked to do it. Though I could understand her desire for pain, I couldn't grasp why F would want to externalize it, why she felt the need for there to be evidence. When she had that shiner, she told her parents and teachers that she slipped on the train station platform in the rain, a lie that seemed utterly unbelievable to me, but they didn't question it. As the bus shudders and halts, now close to where I disembark, I wonder whether the man who emailed me is interested in my desire to harm him, whether that comes into play at all. A few weeks later, the cast has to come off. My body has done its work of rebuilding, and all is as it should be. There are moments when my hand feels like an alien appendage. It's so much paler than the rest of me, and I'm convinced that it has become smaller too. I feel strange and vulnerable, and I cradle my shrunken hand in public, acknowledging this new need for protection now that the physical markers of my injury are gone. I try to write a poem. I'm done with men, ridden them out, but in symbolism frustratingly clear, I am broken, bound, foul, sweating, cut me out, crunch, and skin stings in the air, wrist gone all thin. Let me be in peril, and rings escape my fingers, or struggle to clean the dishes. In London, the imaginary watcher melts away, or is replaced by the more impersonal gaze of surveillance cameras, which throw my image back at me on buses and in supermarkets. I do not perform for them. I spend my days reading, exercising, and trying to work. And though I do not dream of death or rottenness, I dream of pacing in a circle, alone in my empty room, tethered to something that feels like the present. I create a spread for the future. The hanged man places ninth in the Celtic cross, and at times I feel that this is too neat a conclusion for the corpse trope. Perhaps the card is reversed. That's all. Amy. Should I end the Zoom call? Cool. Okay. Oh, love you.
Hello. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this mic. It's crazy. I'm just too fascinated by my own voice. Thank you so much, Max, for doing the reading and showing us your amazing green screen. Oh, is this better? Okay, actually, I shouldn't have plugged in this microphone because it's time for Alice Walters' video work, Eye Lump. I think some people have already caught a glimpse of it. I don't know how that happened because it wasn't really shown before part of the program, nor did I have it queued up. But I'm extremely excited, so I'm gonna shut up again. This is Alice Walter, everyone.
the sky. I'll be your galaxy. I'm about to fly. Rain on me, tsunami. Up to the sky. I'll be your galaxy. I'm about to fly.
Hello. Slight hiccup in our scheduling. Because we experienced so much technical difficulty. We have a lot of delays. But we have plenty of things to see. I'm not gonna point any fingers at anyone, but yes, we were supposed to be in an interview with Amy Bernstein, who gave us a fantastic reading. Was it an hour ago? Hour and a half ago? But also, it's my fault. As she was supposed to be interviewed around 8:50, and guess what time it is? 9:36. I'm very sorry for making everyone wait, and thank you everyone who's involved for literally sticking around and being extremely patient about this. Thank you all so much. While we wait, that was Alice Walters, I Lump. That was a weird way of saying that. I Lump. And next we have Tegan O'Hara's Untitled. I see you, red background. I've tried to test out the sound for it, and the piece is extremely beautiful. But this morning and afternoon it did have a tiniest bit of glitch, and if it happens again, I'll have to do something about it. But Tegan O'Hara, everyone.
I ran through a patch of woodland towards a stream, with the swan's body held in one arm, and its neck held by the thumb and forefinger of my free hand. Its neck flopped between them with every step. Reached the bank of the stream, it my hand in and away, sight in one swift movement, like a piece of fire whooshing through my hand. I ran stream with a slanted body running through the woods, helping a thumb and index finger go round about. I approached the river, crossed my arms and wrists, got the rush of moved piece of cloth in my hands. I ran into one body wave through the next, the bush finger aid, neck, and ears on every side of them. I drew near, the movement of a piece of cloth to the river, to cup my hands as they rested on the crossed arms, the arms of the rattling of a little checked. I entered one wave of the body with the help of its predecessor, the neck, and its on either side. I went, moving a piece of cloth towards the river to cup my hands while resting, crossing my arms, my shoulders rattling, slightly checked. I got into a body wave with the help of myself, neck and sides. I walked, moving the cloth towards the river to cup my hands while I rested, crossing my arms, my shoulders slightly looking. I entered a body wave with the help of myself, neck and sides. I walked, moving the fabric to the river to break my arms while resting, arms crossed, my shoulders looked calm. I entered a body wave with my help, neck and sides. I walked, moved the canvas to the river to break my hands at rest, arms folded, shoulders looking calm. With my help, I entered into body fluctuations, neck and sides. When I ran to the canvas, I saw my remaining hand break. My hand trembles and my ears calmly. With my help, I changed my body, neck and hips. As I ran towards the canvas, I saw my left hand broken, my hand shake, and my ears calm. I ran through a patch of woodland towards a stream, with the swan's body held in one arm, and its neck held by the thumb and forefinger of my free hand. Its neck flopped between them with every step. As I reached the bank of the stream, it flew through my hand into a crow and away out of sight in one swift movement, like a piece of fabric whooshing through my hands. I ran to the stream with a single-handed body running through the woods, helping a thumb and index finger, its neck around about them all. As I approached the river bank, I crossed my arms and scrunched my wrists, and forgot the rush of movement like a piece of cloth cut through my hands. I ran into one body wave through the next, the bush finger aid, neck, and ears on every side of them. I drew near, the movement of a piece of cloth to the river, to cup my hands as they rested on the crossed arms, the arms of the rattling of a little checked. I entered one wave of the body with the help of its predecessor, the neck, and its on either side. I went, moving a piece of cloth towards the river to cup my hands while resting, crossing my arms, my shoulders rattling, slightly checked. I got into a body wave with the help of myself, neck and sides. I walked, moving the cloth towards the river to cup my hands while I rested, crossing my arms, my shoulders slightly looking. I entered a body wave with the help of myself, neck and sides. I walked, moving the fabric to the river to break my arms while resting, arms crossed, my shoulders looked calm. I entered a body wave with my help, neck and sides. I walked, moved the canvas to the river to break my hands at rest, arms folded, shoulders looking calm. With my help, I entered into body fluctuations, neck and sides. When I ran to the canvas, I saw my remaining hand break. My hand trembles and my ears calmly. With my help, I changed my body, neck and hips. As I ran towards the canvas, I saw my left hand broken, my hand shake, and my ears calm. ran through a patch of woodland towards a stream, with the swan's body held in one arm, and its neck held by the thumb and forefinger of my free hand. Its neck flopped between them with every step. As I reached the bank of the stream, it flew through my hand into a crow and away out of sight in one swift movement, like a piece of fabric whooshing through my hands. I ran to the stream with a single-handed body running through the woods, helping a thumb and index finger, its neck around about them all. As I approached the river bank, I crossed my arms and scrunched my wrists, and forgot the rush of movement like a piece of cloth cut through my hands. I ran into one body wave through the next, the bush finger aid, neck, and ears on every side of them. I movement of a piece of cloth to the river, my hands as they rested on the crossed arms, the arms of the rattling of a little checked. I entered one wave of the body with the help of its predecessor, the neck, and its on either side. I went, moving a piece of cloth towards the river to cut my hands while resting, crossing my arms, my shoulders rattling, slightly checked. I got into a body wave with the help of myself, neck and sides. I walked, moving the cloth river to cut my hair. I rested, crossing my arms, my shoulders slightly looking. I ended with the help of myself, neck and sides. I walked, fabric to the river to break my arm, resting, arms just looked calm. I entered with my help, neck and sides. I walked, moved the canvas to the river to break my hands at rest, arms folded, shoulders looking calm. With my help, I entered into body fluctuations, neck and sides. When I ran to the canvas, I saw my remaining hand break. My hand trembles and my ears calmly. With my help, I changed my body, neck and hips. As I ran towards the canvas, I saw my left hand broken, my hand shake, and my ears calm. I ran through a patch of woodland towards a stream, with the swan's body held in one arm, and its neck held by the thumb and forefinger of my free hand.
It was Untitled by Tegan O'Hara. Ooh. Oh. Okay, it looks like this isn't coming out. Hello. I don't know why I have to do that. Like, hello. But yeah. Oh, that was like 9 minutes of pure focus. Ooh. And sorry, James, if I'm making you uncomfortable by using this footage a bit too much. And next up is Basilia Anasagoro's video. I think that got cut out because my internet got cut out. After Basilia's video, we'll have sorry. Things are getting a bit jumbled up, but we're getting there. I need to stop taking handwritten notes because I go like this way and then that way and then this way, and I never know what I was thinking. Eeh. Eeh, eeh, eeh. Eeh. Still not hearing back from Amy. Maybe I should stop mentioning her name. 'Cause I feel like I'm guilt tripping her when it's my fault for making her wait so long. So yeah, we'll jump right into Vasilia's video. And then you guys will have to hear me talk again, because I'll be live reading Megan Jones' Scrolling, Rolling, Diving. So if you do have a problem, it's also a text piece, so you can mute the sound. I won't be offended, so it's okay.
How's lockdown? Where's the chemo? Definitely. Where's the chemo? Why? Because I couldn't do anything. I was more afraid now than before. Really? Yes. Why were you afraid? Because they say it's serious. And cancer is not serious? No, there was treatment.
Scrolling, rolling, diving down the steps in Lanzarote. Age 5. Leaning over just a bit too far. Head first. This is a warm-up for contact. You need a holiday. Some volcanic steps. A crash mat. Optional but unlikely. A vanilla mini milk for after. Step 1. Be intrigued by volcanic rock. Ask yourself, how can someone get all the rock from a volcano and make it into steps? Step 2. Get a little closer. Sit on top step. Step 3. The tricky bit. Lean head over too far. Weight needs to be distributed unevenly for this to work. Step 4. Roll, 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 like this. Scrolling, rolling, diving down the steps in Lanzarote. Age 5. Leaning over just a bit too far. Head first. This is a warm-up for contact. You need a holiday. Some volcanic steps. A crash mat. Optional but unlikely. A vanilla mini milk for after. Step 1. Be intrigued by volcanic rock. Ask yourself, how can someone get all the rock from a volcano and make it into steps? Step 2. Get a little closer. Sit on the top step. Step 3. The tricky bit. Lean head over too far. Weight needs to be distributed unevenly for this to work. Step 4. Roll, 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 like this. To fall on purpose, like a dive in football. Increasing blood flow. Raising body temperature. This is a warm-up for contact. crash mat encouraging the space to fall. Optional. Scrolling down. Occupying the space. In between. Just on the edge. Scrolling, rolling, diving. That was Megan Jones. Scrolling, rolling, diving. I think something went wrong in the first during the first footage reading. I don't know. I think I handled it pretty professionally. Maybe not. Ugh. Just enjoy that piece too much. Next up, I think we all could use a break from my voice, from someone else's voice, from your own voice. And I got a treat for you. Oh, what was that? Next up. Oh. Next up is a sound piece called New Indra, The Breaking of English Water by Lilian Nejapur. Okay, yes. Oh no, how did this happen? I'm very sorry, Lily. I think I fixed it. I think I did.
The weight of our bodies shifts right and left and right and left. The weight of our bodies. As the car winds its way down the Alpine Pass, we turn the bend and see the dam. A monumental wall covered in grass, tilted at about 60 degrees. It leans upstream, blocking the water from its natural course with colossal force.
Oops. Oops, oops.
Ugh. My heart is racing really fast. The last I don't even know how to call it. Is it would you call it a spoken piece, a sound piece, a sound score? Sound That was by Maeve O'Connor, and the title is Untitled with a bracket of The Grassy Dam. Ooh, we are reaching to the end of the broadcast. It was just, I mean, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, but I hope everyone had fun, because I personally had a lot of fun. I didn't function as a human for this week. I think that's why this is like completely dry. This is bone dry. I just didn't have the courage to pull them up. And I had extremely upset tummy last night. Had a whole packet of salted roasted peanut that was left by Max Law, who just did a short story reading 3 months ago, and I literally just picked it up 2 days ago, and I devoured the crap out of the Tesco salted peanuts and upset tummy. And extremely TMI, had a longest, honestly, the longest toilet session that I ever had in my life that I can remember. So it's sitting here on my office chair without a donut pillow has been a memorable experience. But oh, do I have a loop? A loop? Oh. Oh. Uh. Oh. Hello? Hiya. Okay. Sorry, that was Alice Walter with who presented iLump, and I oh oh no, hello, hey. Yes, I can. Oh, can I put you on speakerphone? Wait, did you? Oh, sorry, that was very unprofessional of me. I was just really happy to get a call from Alice. Hello, Yulia.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm on the Bollington Road with everyone else.
oh, who is everyone else? Who is this?
Amy and Hafendi. Yeah.
And Lil.
Oh no!
Where's Lil?
Oh, sorry, that was really loud. No way!
So, do you want me to show the Ruskin building?
Yes, please. Should I play your video too?
Yeah, go for it. Just gonna fit. Thank you. I'm Yulia.
We can assume the whole thing. I don't know why. It was not suggested.
Maybe after the portfolio.
Right. Yeah.
Are you going to be the model? Yeah, I actually will go to.
It's kind of sad. It's like so sad. We know. Yeah.
You're gonna go. You're gonna go. Yeah. I'll see you.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about?
She does.
Oh no, she does. Yeah.
Oh, she.
Sorry.
Oh,
Okay, see you.
This is it.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Time welcome. There's enough space for those.
in my office.
So you have to see it. Like,
Oh yeah, I was curious. Have you ever come across Butch before?
I haven't mentioned it yet.
All right. I was at Newcastle University. I saw coming here and worked closely with the Hatton Gallery.
So was that?
Yeah, it's brilliant. The Melzbar, isn't it? So he was more or less the first conceptual artist to do spaces up for performance. So he built in the house of his parents-in-law something he called the Cathedral of Erotic Misery, out of recycled material, including his own urine, and then he would jump up and down and recite poetry. And his all his constructions got destroyed in the war, so he reconstructed one in England when he came as an immigrant there, and that's now in the Hatton Gallery in Newcastle. So I'm a Germanist. We did German poetry performances in that gallery space. Yeah.
You should do it.
Ja, oh du Geliebte meiner 27 Sinne. Ich liebe dir, du bist deiner. Hier, du mir, hier. Das gehört beiläufig nicht hierher. Wer bist du? Unbezieltes Frauenzimmer, du bist. Wer sagen die Leute, du seist? Dass sie reden, sie wissen nicht, wo der Grill versteht.
It's literally you.
Yeah. It's a poem to a woman called Anna, whom he adores because she reads from the back as from the front, A and A. But it doesn't make sense. It's really a performance thing, and he uses slogans and prefabricated bits of language to montage words. Yeah. So he died in 1946, but they transported this barn, which he had transformed to Hatton, and
Hey,
yeah.
I'm just going back to go back to
Good.
the
So when were you at Newcastle?
When?
Yeah.
A couple years ago. I graduated in 2019. 18.
Right.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
I was there until 2015, so we'll probably just miss it.
Yeah. I'm currently streaming this.
Yeah.
On the project space.
Yeah.
You're on the project space. Sorry, guys. It's okay. You can carry on.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
So when I was graduating,
Hello.
Hey. Sorry, there was quite a few people, and I couldn't really do much about that.
No. Okay. Another mixed up. Yulia, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Your pre-recorded video is done, and we have Alice Walter here as well. I'm gonna put Alice
Awesome.
on speaker.
Yep.
Yes.
Do you want to turn off my camera?
Okay. Okay. No. Okay. Alice doesn't want to go on speaker.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Do you want me to continue streaming or? Hey, he's gone.
No, sorry. This broadcast is extremely I mean joyous for me because I can hear Yulia and Alice at the same time. But this must be really frustrating and weird for everyone else. Yeah, Yulia. Alice says hi.
Hi, Alice.
Yulia says hi, Alice.
It's nice and quiet down at Boynton Road.
Yulia said it's nice and quiet down in the Bullingdon Road.
I'll go stand where the signal is.
I'm not looking forward to moving out from Bullingdon at all. I don't want to move out from the Big Brother house. Big Brother house in the most loving way possible.
I think it's gonna be sad for everyone.
Wait, did you say you had to pet it with your eye? Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Oh, Alice. You have to come down. Are people still at Bullingdon Road, Julia?
No, they left. It was raining quite heavily.
Oh.
Fortunately.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's just me and Will, my partner. And no one else.
There's nothing wrong with staying in the past. And Yulia, if you stay there in the future, I will be there. Like 10 minutes.
I will stay here. I have my umbrella.
And Alice,
I got a beer as well.
Yay! We can all raise our glasses to the moon, and we'll be
to the empty building.
Empty building, like somewhere direction to Bullingdon Road, and we'll be all cheering with our heart to Project Space. From the future, past, present. Oh, that's true. Oh, I should. Sorry. No. There are like a lot of screens, and I'm getting major FOMO for missing out. Oh, you can. Yes. Oh my God, Yulia.
Yeah.
Wait, Yulia's on the surveillance camera.
Hey, did you say something?
Sorry, hello? Okay, I think my microphone's a bit weird. Think I think this is a good ending point for the broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh, Alice, I really wish you could have joined us.
I'll see you at Bullingdon, me.
I'll see you at Bullingdon, Yulia. And
bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, Alice. Let's call again. I'm just. Oh, okay. Oh. So, everyone hung up on me. But.
Okay. Oh. Oh. No audio still. No. Is it going through?
Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. Oh, I can hear myself too. Okay, cool. Woo! It's done. Guys, it's done. I have a thank you video. No, not a thank. It is a thank you video, but so basic. I'm gonna roll it anyways. Um. Thank you so much for honestly being here. I am I am about to cry because this is extremely oh god, this got really emotional really quick. Alice is making me cry. Oh god. Ooh. I'm gonna show my face for the last time. And I'm gonna look into our marquee chat. Yeah, honestly, thank you so much for tuning in. And I was reminded by Laura last night that our term ends on Saturday. It's quite sad. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, getting involved in this really made me get to know more people, got to see their work, and it just feels like I didn't get to know that many people's work, and because I wasn't making any work for a few terms, so I guess I sort of was in denial. Didn't want to look at other people doing well when I was struggling a lot. But honestly, it doesn't matter if you could participate. Amazing. Thank you so much for submitting a work, giving ideas, support, help, everything. Even though everyone's extremely stressed, and it was just thank you. It was great to meet everyone. Great to see everyone. And I hope I hope we're all happy and safe and healthy. Hopefully there's an post-pandemic world where we can, where we don't have to compromise anything. Yeah, I guess I wanted to approach this broadcast as a way to not help, but minimize negotiations and compromises one has to make with their presentation, which I didn't really do because technology, this whole stream coming down itself is just, it was frustrating because I wanted to do this to prevent compromises. It wasn't a compromise. I don't know. I really loved it. And also, also I'm a horrible MC and a host, and I knew that I was horrible at it, and I still said yes. Because because it's supposed to be experimental, and you know, it's not. This isn't replacing a degree show. So I was like, yeah, I can do it. I know I'm pretty crap at it, but I'll give it a go. And I did. And this really this is gonna mark my time here. So yes, thank you very much. Stay in touch. Hopefully it stops raining and everyone gets to be free. Drink Pims in the park, go to the pub, whatever summer activities consist of. And I should really stop because I'll ramble on. Again, thank you very much. I'm gonna roll out the credit video and then actually go offline. I swear. I'm gonna stop talking. Okay. Thank you. Good night.